Hey, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today. We finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Cloudflare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Man, oh man. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about this video that I stumbled across after reading some articles that have been recently coming out in a few different publications. This one, Human Resource Directory, employers avoid hiring entitled Gen Zs. VOA has also reported on this. 40% of employers avoid hiring Gen Z workers, the survey says. And Intelligent is actually the place that did this survey. And again, it says nearly 4 in 10 employers avoid hiring recent college grads in favor of older workers. And they surveyed over 800 US managers, directors, and executives who are involved in hiring. Now, I'm going to play the rest of that video for you, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about the survey, what it found, and kind of what you're seeing here.
We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Sure.
So I started August 25th. I've been on a 3-month ramp, and then it was 3 weeks of December, and then a week of Christmas, and then here we are. I have had the highest activity amongst my team. Since I've started, I have had 3 contracts out, done a really great job managing my deals up until the very end that decided not to close last minute. So I don't think that makes a lot of sense for me in my Cloudflare journey here so far. Also, every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but I am doing a great job, I have had great activity, I have really great meetings, I'm picking up the products very quickly, and things have been going really, really well. I make really great relationships with my clients. So I disagree that my performance hasn't been, I haven't met performance expectations, when I certainly have, just because I haven't closed anything officially.
I hear you.
Also, why are you doing this and not my manager? We've never met, so this seems a little odd that my manager has no idea that this has been happening and the director has no idea that this has been happening. So I'm just definitely confused, and I would love an explanation that makes sense.
Just for clarification, you are not being singled out in this. Your peers are also being collectively assessed on performance. This is a collective calibration for Cloudflare. So I just want to clarify that piece. I won't be able to add any kind of specifics on numbers or...
Wait, can you explain for me why Brittany Peach is getting let go?
I won't be able to go into specifics for numbers.
Wait, why though? I just started. I've been working extremely hard. Just because I haven't closed anything, that has nothing to do with my performance on a 3-month ramp with just 1 month with 2 major holidays in the middle. I don't think that has anything to do with why I should be let go, if that makes sense. So I really need an answer and an explanation as to why Brittany Peach is getting let go, not why Cloudflare decided to hire too many people and are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me that instead of making up some bullshit and telling me that right before I lose my job from someone that I've never met before. If you can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that. And I don't think Dom or myself today is going to give you any clarity or answers that's going to meet the expectations that you're communicating to us, Brittany. So I can't speak to...
So am I getting let go for no reason? If you guys can't give me a reason?
I'm happy to follow up with you separately to give you the data that was calibrated. I'll need to speak with revenue leadership specifically to see if we can get that for you. But Dom and
can
I
you share that with me now?
In our meeting. I cannot share that with you right now, unfortunately. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything we can say in this moment or today, Brittany, that's going to change the way that you feel. And it's understandable. I'm taking notes and feedback, and we'll circle back.
Yeah, I know you did
Not
that for
going to
Nestle
change
too,
the
but
outcome
that's
of the meeting. It's not going to change the outcome of the situation today. So it may be best if I do get into more of the specifics of what the next steps are, because I think it's clear that you have questions that we cannot give answers to. And if you'd be open to it, I'd love to move into what the next steps are so that you're not any further blindsided than you already feel.
okay.
Thank you, Dom. Okay, and I'm really sorry that you're having this experience and feeling this way. One of the things that we want to confirm is your personal email address, because that's where all.
So, as you can see, there's a lot of things wrong with this video in particular. First off, the recording of this without them knowing, the place of employment's name being repeated over and over again without it being blurped out or anything like that. The little bit, of the combativeness in regards to the questioning as to why she got let go. You know what? She said that she's only basically been there since August. To me, that's probably still within their probation period to kind of do what they need to do with an employee. And if that's the case, they can kind of let you go for any particular reason they want, and they don't really need to give you a reason. They can just say, it's not working out. As they stated, it wasn't just her individually. It looked like it was kind of a group thing, and she even acknowledges that in the front at the beginning, saying like a few of her friends have been getting 15-minute calls. So they may have not been, happy with the department that she was in. She clearly expressed that she wasn't able to make any closings on any of these contracts. So, if she is in sales and she's not able to finish the sale, it's great that you can kind of rope them in, but unless you can do the closing and your business will get that money or that contract, this whole like song and dance that you did, kind of pointless. But also, these guys have already made up their mind by giving you this call. I don't think you giving them this long laundry list of your pros and painting yourself in this particular light then is going to make them go, you know what, we were going to fire you, but after hearing all that, never mind. Like, that's not how it how it works. So the entitlement, definitely I can see what some of these articles are saying, but this article actually kind of contradicts how work flows and businesses have gone in the past, where you have a lot of older workers and they start to try to phase them out by hiring a lot of new workers to take over those places. You can typically pay these new workers a little bit lower of a salary because, again, they don't have the experience that the, veterans do. But now it's actually going the opposite way, where they're not hiring the younger generation and they're keeping the older ones on and compensating them, like giving them a little bit more of a pay or allowing them to do remote work so they don't have to drive to the office. And the interesting part with their survey that I found was all of these stats. Struggling with eye contact, 55% pretty much struggle with eye contact. Asked for an unreasonable compensation. Now, when you're first starting to get a job and you're fresh out of school, it's kind of hard to make those types of demands of, I can see that the market offers this, or at the higher end of the market, this is what somebody's getting, so I would like this. Typically, they ask you, what do you think is a fair wage? And you kind of give them, a ballpark of towards the lower end. Maybe you can give a little bit more and see where they go with the wiggle room, but typically you shouldn't be getting too crazy with that. Dressed inappropriately, almost 50% of them. Now, I will say that I guess it depends on the job per se that you're going to. Like if you're doing maybe more, tech work, you wouldn't really need to be fully in a suit. But again, if these are what you're doing with the interview, interview is dressed to impress. You know, you gotta look the part, you gotta look a professional, you gotta look presentable. Um, and if over half of them are not dressing appropriately, then used inappropriate language. Now, I believe when I was reading some of this, they were talking more so about the interviewee saying bro or boss man when they're talking to the interviewer. You know, you typically want to use more formal language for those types of scenarios. This one blew my mind. Refused to turn on the camera during a virtual interview. Almost a fifth of them. Now, if you're applying for an interview, the people need to see you. Like, they want to see who they're hiring, they want to see who they're talking to, and refusing to turn on your camera is kind of wild to me, especially if you know that you're doing an online interview. And the last one, which is extremely, extremely sad, is brought a parent to their interview. 20%. Again, almost a fifth of these people. So you have graduates coming out of college or university, starting to get into the workforce, and they're bringing their parent to the interview for God knows what, moral support, you know, a hand, I don't know. But yeah, I think if you were an employer and you saw your interviewee with their parent sitting there, probably not going to get hired. Now, they did another study where it showed that 2/3 of the employers say that their recent college students can't manage their workload. So about, I'd say 60%, this demonstrates this this darker blue bar here, which is somewhat true. About 60% of them can't manage their workload. Again, around that same, are late to start work, handing in assignments late. Again, don't dress professionally, deliver poor quality work, are late to meetings, use inappropriate language, are too difficult to manage. And I think, you know, this girl would probably fall into that category. She seems maybe a little combative as they're letting her know this ain't working. And she's like, no, but you got to tell me why. Let me know why. Instead of maybe just saying, like, you know, thank you so much. Is there any way that maybe I could get a recommendation for you guys for, you know, future prospects, something like that? You know, don't do what she did by recording yourself, and them not knowing, and don't get along with coworkers. Now, you know, a lot of people, I would say, don't get along with coworkers, depending on your field. It's not to say that you need to get along with everybody. Some people could just rub you the wrong way. But, you know, this, again, sense of entitlement and the way they act and portray themselves and think that they should be, you know, getting more than they are. Yeah, it's probably going to have people not want to be around you. But all in all, this girl has kind of set herself up for failure, because now any other job she goes to, if somebody just, you know, does a quick little search on her history of her name or whatever, this video is going to come up and they're going to kind of get a glimpse of who they're dealing with. So I don't know. It's just my opinion. I think she really royally screwed up by doing this. It sucks to get fired, don't get me wrong. I can empathize greatly with the way she's feeling, how she responded, you know, emotions and all that stuff. But what she did was a big no-no, and I hope everybody learns from that, that that's not what you do. You're not going to get any further in life doing stuff like that. But as always, love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about this. As always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.